Hello friends, in our ongoing chapter, that is hydrocarbons, we have already finished alkenes and alkenes. In this lecture we will start about alkynes. Alkynes are also hydrocarbons, but alkynes are the unsaturated hydrocarbons. So what are alkynes? So alkynes are unsaturated hydrocarbons contains carbon-carbon triple bond and general molecular formula CnH2n-2. So alkynes are the unsaturated hydrocarbons containing carbon-carbon triple bond and general molecular formula is CnH2n-2. So alkynes are similar to the alkenes, but in alkenes there is only a double bond, while in alkynes there is a triple bond. Acetylene, that is HC triple bond CH. So the name of this compound is acetylene. This is the smallest alkyne, that is acetylene. IUPAC name, that is ethine, because there are two carbons. So this is the smallest alkyne. Alkyne shows most of the reactions is because of carbon-carbon triple bond. Some reactions is because of CH triple bond CH. This also shows some reactions. Friends, acetylene is also shows a homologous series. Acetylene is a smallest alkyne from this homologous series of alkynes. So remaining alkynes are considered as a derivatives of acetylene. Now we'll see the nomenclature. So nomenclature, as we know that there are two types. One is tribal name, that is common name, and second one is, as we know that, IUPAC name. So first we'll see about tribal names. Tribal names is because of this acetylene. So all are the derivatives of all higher derivatives of alkynes are considered as a derivatives of acetylene. So their names are determined by this acetylene. For example, suppose this one of the hydrogen of acetylene is replaced by R group. For example, CH3 C triple bond C. So this is alkyl derivative of acetylene. So higher alkanes are considered as alkyl derivatives of the acetylene. So this can be named as methyl acetylene. Methyl acetylene. So this is the name. For example, CH3 C triple bond C triple bond CH3. So this is now both hydrogens are replaced by the methyl groups. So this is methyl group, this is methyl group. So this can be considered as a or named as a dimethyl acetylene or dimethyl acetylene. If one of the hydrogen is replaced by isopropyl group, suppose this is isopropyl group and suppose this is methyl, then the name will be methyl isopropyl acetylene. Methyl isopropyl acetylene. So in this way, suppose one of the hydrogen is replaced by pH, then this is called as phenyl acetylene. Phenyl acetylene. So these are the tribal names, common names of the alkynes. So alkynes are considered as a alkyl derivatives of acetylene. So in terms of acetylene, this nomenclature is there. Now we will learn about IUPAC nomenclature. IUPAC nomenclature. So rules are same, that is select the longest chain and then branching, number the branching, give the numbering. So numbering should be given from the where the triple bond is nearer. From that side you have to give the numbering. Then whatever the basic alkane, that ANE is replaced by YNE. YNE. For example, suppose we have this smallest alkyne. So it contains two carbons, 1 and 2. So basic name is ethane. Basic name is ethane. But there is a triple bond. So ANE of ethane is replaced by YNE. So the name of this molecule is ethyne. Name of this molecule is ethyne, YNE. Suppose we have CH3, C, triple bond C, H. Then how many carbons? Numbering should be given from this side. 1, 2, 3. So 3 carbons are there. Propane. ANE replaced by YNE. So the name of this molecule is propyne. Name of this molecule is propyne. For example, CH3, C, triple bond CH3. Now select the longest chain and give the numbering. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 means butane, but functional group is triple bond. So ended with YNE. What is the position of triple bond? 2. So the name of this molecule is 2-butyne. 2-butyne. For example, CH3, C, H2C, triple bond C, H3, CH, CH3. Now select the longest chain and number where the carbon-carbon triple bond is near. So longest chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So at 3 position, 6 carbons. So longest chain is of 6 carbons. So that is hexane. Triple bond hexyne. So triple bond is here near. So branching is also near. So numbering should be from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2-methyl 3-hexyne. The name of this molecule is 2-methyl 3-hexyne. 2-methyl 3-hexyne. For example, CH3, C, triple bond C, H2, CH3. What is the name of this molecule? So longest chain is of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is pentyne. Triple bond has second position. So the name is 2-pentyne. 2-pentyne. For example, CH2 double bond CH, CH2 C, triple bond C, H. Now in this case there is double bond as well as triple bond also. So it is alkene also and alkyne also. So alkyne is the basic name, while numbering should be given from the alkene. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alkyne, considered as an alkyne, but number should be starting with the double bond. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is pentyne. But at one position there is a alkene. So the name will be pent 1 in 4-ine. So name will be like this. Pent 1 in means double bond, dash 4-ine means 4 position there is a alkyne. So pentene as well as pentyne. Double bond position 1 and triple bond position is 4. In this way, this is called as IUPAC nomenclature. First rule is always same. Select the longest chain then that will be the basic name of the alkane, and that alkane ANE is replaced by YNE for the alkynes. So this is the smallest alkyne, the name is ethyne. Then according to that, how much carbons are there, how many carbons are there, according to that you have to give the basic name of alkene, and then substitution, you have to mention the substitution position and as well as that group also. Now we will learn physical properties of alkynes. Physical properties of alkynes. Friends, the physical properties of alkynes are similar to the alkenes. Similar to the alkenes. Even their trends of change in physical properties, the trends also follows over here in terms of alkanes. We have seen in alkanes, we have seen the trends into the terms of alkenes also. So those trends will be true for these alkynes also. For example, their melting point, boiling point are increases with increase in molecular weight, with increase in number of carbon. So as the number of carbon increases in the alkynes, their melting points and boiling points as a physical constant, they will get also increases. Second is, as the branching increases, then their melting point, boiling point all decreases. Melting point, boiling point decreases. Why? Because as the branching increases, molecule gets a spherical shape, and because of the spherical shape, surface area of the molecule decreases. As the surface area of the molecule decreases, so whatever the van der Waals forces of attraction in between the two molecules, those will get decreased. So if attractive forces decreases, then boiling point and melting point decreases. Same thing happens over here. As the molecular weight increases, means number of carbon increases, then their boiling point and melting point increases. Why? Because as the number of carbon increases, the size of molecule increases, so surface area of the molecule also increases. As the surface area of the molecule increases, it means that whatever the van der Waals forces of attraction within the two molecules, those are also increases, and to break those intermolecular forces, energy required more. That's why as the molecular weight of the alkyne increases, melting point and boiling point are also increases. Third one is the polarity. So as alkynes contains two pi bonds, so there are 4 loosely bounded pi electrons. Because of that loosely bounded pi electrons, these alkynes are slightly polar, but they are dissolved into non-polar solvents. Those are dissolved into non-polar solvents. For example, benzene, carbon tetrachloride, ethers. So these are soluble into the non-polar solvents. Then we will see their density. Density means mass upon volume. So as all the hydrocarbons, including alkynes also, their molecular weight mostly contains hydrogen and carbons. So their volume is large but mass is less. So because of that one, alkynes have a lower density. That density is around less than 1. That is around 0.7 to 0.9. If density is low, they are lighter than water. So water is heavier than alkynes. Alkynes are soluble in non-polar solvents. It means that alkynes are insoluble in water. Alkynes are insoluble in water. So these are the physical properties. Density is less than water. Alkynes are insoluble in water but soluble into non-polar solvents like benzene, carbon tetrachloride, ethers. As the branching increases, melting point and boiling point increases. As the molecular weight of the molecule increases, boiling point and melting point also increases. Now we will see the preparations of alkynes into the industry as well as laboratory. Friends, alkynes that are carbon-carbon triple bond. So these are the reactive species. So occurrence of these alkynes into the nature like petroleum gases as well as natural gases, this amount is less. So that can be synthesized by using a cracking method, and there are main two sources of the industry, that is synthesis of the acetylene. Acetylene is the main source for synthesizing the higher alkenes also. Acetylene is a gaseous form that can be synthesized in industrial level by using calcium carbide. Calcium carbide. If you heat a calcium carbide, that is CaC2, in presence of water, then we will get HC triple bond CH plus calcium oxide. So calcium carbide, if you heated with water, then we will get acetylene in a large scale, and calcium oxide is a byproduct. So industrially, acetylene is prepared by this calcium carbide method in presence of water. On heating, it will give you acetylene molecule in a large scale. Second method for the industrial source of alkyne is a methane. So from methane, by oxidation of methane, we will get acetylene in the large scale. Methane is present in the Mars gas, so that will be easier to convert into acetylene. So if we have CH4 plus O2, if you oxidize that one, then we will get two molecules of HC triple bond CH plus carbon monoxide plus H2. So if you oxidized a methane in presence of oxygen at around 1500 degrees Celsius temperature, then we will get acetylene plus carbon monoxide and hydrogen. So these are the two sources from where we can synthesize acetylene in a industrial scale, that is large scale. So apart from these industrial sources, acetylene can be synthesized into the laboratory also by using some reactions. Now those reactions we will learn. Hello friends. Apart from the industrial sources of alkynes, we can prepare alkynes in a laboratory also. So these are the laboratory preparations of alkynes. So first method we will learn, that is dehydrohalogenation of vicinal halides. So these vicinal halides we have prepared in terms of reactions of alkenes with halogen, that is halogenation of alkenes. So by halogenations of alkenes we can get this vicinal halides. And by dehydrohalogenation reaction means elimination reactions of the vicinal halides, we can prepare or we can synthesize alkynes. So vicinal halides means two neighboring carbons contains a halogen atom. Two neighboring carbon contains halogen atom. For example, CH3, CH, CH2, and this is Br and this one is Br. So this is 1,2-dibromopropane. 1,2-dibromopropane. If 1,2-dibromopropane, if you are using alcoholic KOH, this is the reagent we learned in terms of elimination reactions, alcoholic KOH, then what will happen? One of the bromine and beta carbon hydrogen. Bromine, if this is the alpha carbon, then from the beta carbon one hydrogen is getting eliminated, that is dehydrohalogenation, means removal of hydrogen as well as halogen. So in presence of alcoholic KOH, that is the base, what will happen? We will get a alkene, CH3 CH double bond CHBr. So this is called as vinyl halide. Vinyl halide is the product we will get. Now there will be required a strong base for the removal of next hydrohalogenation, dehydrohalogenation. So base should be strong. So only if you are using alcoholic KOH, then reaction will stop at vinyl halide. If you are using only alcoholic KOH, then reaction will be stopped at alkene level. So this is alkene, and the particular name for this compound is vinyl halide. So reaction will stop at this level. Then for the next elimination reactions, you have to use a strong base. For example, KNH2, or you can use NaNH2, sodamide, potashimide. So because of that one, what will happen? This halogen at alpha carbon and beta carbon hydrogen, that will get eliminated, and here instead of double bond there will be formation of triple bond. So the product will be CH3C triple bond CH, that is propyne. So propyne can be synthesized by double elimination reactions from 1,2-dibromopropane. Then reaction, if you are using only alcoholic KOH, then reaction will stop at alkene level. If you are using a strong base, then reaction will end with the alkyne formation. Instead of alcoholic KOH, you can use directly strong base. Then reaction won't stop at this level, reaction directly converts to the alkyne level. For example, see here, suppose we have CH3 CH single bond CH CH3, and here is Cl Cl. So this is what 2,3-dichlorobutane. 2,3-dichlorobutane. If you are reacting with strong base like NaNH2, now this is a strong base because is N minus sodium plus. So that abstracts beta hydrogen and alpha chlorine. So elimination reaction will give you CH3 CH, but reaction won't stop at this level because we are using a strong base. Then another mole of this base will reacted, and we will get CH3 C triple bond C CH3, that is 2-butane. We will get a product that is 2-butane. So in this way, this reaction is called as dehydrohalogenation of vicinal halides. So if in presence of alcoholic KOH or strong base, so what will happen? Alpha halogen and beta hydrogen will get eliminated, single bond converted to the double bond. Again alpha hydrogen and beta hydrogen will get eliminated, and we will get alkyne as a product. If we are using alcoholic KOH only, then reaction will stop over here. We have to use strong base. If you are using only strong base, then reaction will get proceeded alkene to alkyne level. Next method for the preparation of alkyne is the formation of higher alkynes from the smaller alkynes. For example, if we have a acetylene molecule HC triple bond CH, in our first chapter we have seen that if carbon is sp hybridized, then this hydrogen becomes very acidic. That's why this can be very easily reacted with base, for example NaNH2. So in this case, this NH2 acts as a base that will abstract this proton, and formation of NH3, that is ammonia, as a byproduct, and we will get sodium salt of acetylene molecule, that is called as metal acetylide. This is sodium, so the name of the product will be sodium acetylide. So the product will be H single bond C, triple bond C. Carbon will have a minus charge while sodium is having a positive charge. Byproduct is ammonia gas. So the formation of metal acetylide, that is salt formation with the metals. So these are the very simple reactions because these hydrogens are attached to the sp hybridized carbon. So this hydrogen is very acidic, can be easily abstracted by the base. So this is very acidic hydrogen, that is the driving force for these reactions. For example, same acetylene, suppose, and if you are using a large quantity of base, then both hydrogen might be abstracted by the base. So your product will be C triple bond C. Here will be minus charge, here will be minus charge, and this is the sodium and sodium. So this is the sodium acetylide. So both the hydrogens are abstracted by the base, and here will be 2 moles of ammonia will be released. So terminal alkynes, only terminal alkynes, like this bond should be there for these reactions. Here whatever that alkyl group, anything, but this CH bond should be there because this driving force for this reaction is abstraction of this acidic proton and formation of metal acetylides, metal salts of metals. So if you are using a base like NH2 minus, like KNH2 sodomide, then what will happen? R C triple bond C, this is K plus and plus ammonia as a byproduct. Now this salt with potassium, if I are reacting with any alkyl halide, for example this is methyl bromide. So this is polar bond, as we know that bromine is more electronegative and carbon is less electronegative. So this minus charge having a tendency to attack on this electropositive carbon, so Br minus will leave. Br minus forms a bond with this K plus, Kbr is the byproduct. So our product will be here R C triple bond C, and here will be the methyl. Here will be methyl, and byproduct is KBr. So in this way, first is acetylide formation and then alkyl halide will be there. So we will get higher alkanes. So see, for example, this alkyne has only 2 carbon, while this alkyne has 3 carbons. So this is what? Formation of higher alkyne from the smaller alkynes. So this is the one of the important method for the synthesis of higher alkynes from the smaller alkynes. Another example we will learn. For example, this is CH3 C triple bond C H. What is the name of this alkyne? 1, 2, 3. So this is propyne. This one is propyne. If you are reacting with NaNH2, so what will happen? This NH2 will abstract this acidic proton and formation of sodium salt of propyne. So product will be CH3 C triple bond C minus and Na plus. Byproduct is ammonia. Suppose if you are using alkyl halide, for example CH3, CH2, Cl, ethyl chloride. Now this is partially minus negative charge, this is partially positive charge. So this carbon forms a bond with this CH2, not with this CH3, forms a bond with this CH2, and NaCl is the byproduct. So what will be the products here? CH3, CH3, C, triple bond C, and this carbon forms a bond with this CH2 and CH3. So here will be CH2, CH3 plus NaCl is the byproduct. NaCl is the byproduct. So see here, if you started with 3 carbon alkyne, and because of this alkyl halide, we will end it with the product with 5 carbon. So propyne 2, this is the name of this molecule is 2-pentyne. 2-pentyne. So starting with the 3 carbon alkyne and ended with the 5 carbon alkyne. So this is the synthesis of higher alkynes from the smaller alkynes. So first we had to react with the base and then alkyl halide. But one thing is, it should be keep in mind, this alkyl halide must be primary alkyl halide. If you are using secondary or tertiary alkyl halide, then it will show a elimination reaction rather than substitution reaction. For example, suppose we have this sodium acetylide, and if you are using a reagent like a tertiary alkyl halide CH3CH3Br. What is this? This is tertiary butyl bromide. If you have this one, then what will happen? This C minus abstract this proton, beta proton, and this sigma bond forms here pi bond, and this Br minus will leave. This Br minus forms a bond with this Na plus. NaBr is a byproduct. So what will happen? See here products. So if this C minus abstract this proton, so here will be HC triple bond CH, HC triple bond CH, and here will be second product CH2 double bond. Here previously there was a single bond. Now because of this single bond moves over here, that will become double bond. Carbon, this is CH3 and this one is CH3. So this is called as elimination reaction. Elimination reaction. So for this reactions, that is formation of higher alkynes, our alkyl halide must be primary. Then only substitution reaction will take place. If alkyl halides are secondary or tertiary, then it will show a elimination reaction and formation of alkene, as well as that alkyne will be as it is. Most of the reactions of these alkynes are similar to the alkenes, that is addition reactions. Now we will learn one by one. So first one is addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen to form alkane. To form alkanes. So alkynes are the unsaturated hydrocarbons, alkanes are the saturated hydrocarbons. So by addition of hydrogens we can synthesize the alkanes. For example, alkynes, for example CH triple bond CH, acetylene. If you are reacting with H2 as a reagent in presence of platinum, so platinum is a metal, so it gives a surface area for reaction of this gas to this gas. So this is addition of hydrogen. So one carbon will get hydrogen atom, second carbon will get one hydrogen atom, triple bond becomes double bond. So this will be CH2 double bond CH2. So this is acetylene is converted to the ethyne. ethene. So this ethene is also unsaturated group. If you have a reagent in excess, so what will happen? This alkene also shows addition type of reactions, and finally you will get a saturated compound, that is ethane. So addition of hydrogen to form alkanes. These reactions are very fast reactions, uncontrolled reactions. So reaction won't stop this alkene level. At the end we will get alkane as a product. So instead of platinum we can use nickel, Raney nickel, rhodium, rhenium. So many metals are there, we can use that metals also. So this is clear catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes. This is the catalyst, addition of hydrogen. So this is called as catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes. So first we will get the alkene, and then alkene is converted to the alkane. Alkene is converted to the alkane. So there is no change in carbons, just addition of hydrogen. For example, if we have a propine, C triple bond CH, this is propine. If we have this hydrogen in presence of Raney nickel, then what will happen? First we will get propene, CH double bond CH2, and if you are using again reagent, then we will get a propane, CH2 CH3. The name of this molecule is propane. This is propine, this is propene. Propine, propene. Friends, if you are using a catalytic hydrogenation reactions, for example in presence of addition of hydrogen in presence of rhodium, in presence of Raney nickel, in presence of palladium, or in presence of platinum, then these reactions are uncontrollable. We can't stop at alkene level. Alkyne to alkene to alkane. So finally we will end it with the alkane only. We will not get alkene because these reactions are these catalysts are very reactive, and alkene also unsaturated, that shows addition type of reactions, and finally we will get alkane. Now we will see the reactions. Some reactions are there. We can stop the reactions by using some reagents, or by using some modifications in the reagents. Then we can stop a reaction to the alkene level. So we will see that reaction now. So addition of hydrogen to form alkene. So first reaction we will see. For example, if we have this CH3, C triple bond C CH3. So this is 2-butene. If you are using a reagent like hydrogen, because this is hydrogenation, catalyst is palladium. So palladium is a metal. If you do the reduction by using this hydrogen and palladium only, then definitely we will end with the butane, that is alkane. Then we have to reduce the reactivity of palladium. For that purpose we have to use some inorganic salt like barium carbonate. So if you are using a barium carbonate, barium sulfate, then reactivity of the metal decreases and reaction will stop at alkene level. So the product will be cis-2-butene. Cis-2-butene. So this reaction is called as Lindlar reduction. So Lindlar reduction always gives us cis alkene as a product, and whatever this reagent is called as Lindlar catalyst. So this catalyst is called as Lindlar catalyst. So what is the Lindlar catalyst? H2PD plus BaCO3 or BaSO4. So this catalyst is called as linear catalyst. What is the specialty of linear reduction? Alkyne to cis alkene. Alkyne to cis alkene. Why? Because both the hydrogens, these are the hydrogens, both the hydrogens are coming from the same side. That's why alkyne is converted to the cis alkene. So this is the specialty of this linear catalyst and linear reaction. So in linear reaction converts alkyne to cis alkene. Product is alkene, but which alkene? Cis alkene. Both the hydrogens are coming from the same side. What is that catalyst? H2PD plus BaCO3. So this is the inorganic salt. Another example we will see. Suppose this is PHC triple bond C PH. If you are using a reagent like H2PD and BaCO3 linear catalyst. So what will happen? This alkyne is converted to the alkene, but which alkene? That is cis alkene. So both hydrogens are coming from the same side and this triple bond is converted to cis alkene. So this is called as linear reduction, that is alkyne to cis alkene. Now we'll see the next reaction, that is addition of hydrogen to form alkene, but which? Trans alkene. For example 2-butene. If we are redating using a reagent like sodium ammonia, or instead of sodium we can use lithium also, and ammonia is a solvent. So what will happen? Triple bond is converted to the double bond. So CH3 H CH3. So product is trans 2-butene. So here similar groups are on the opposite side. So this type of reduction is called as Birch reduction. So what is Birch reduction? Alkyne to trans alkene. So this type of reduction is called as Birch reduction. And what is Birch catalyst? So Birch catalyst is sodium ammonia, or instead of sodium you can use lithium also. So lithium ammonia. So by using this sodium ammonia or lithium ammonia, alkynes are converted to the trans alkenes. So this type of reduction is called as Birch reduction, and that catalyst is called as Birch catalyst. So what is the role of that Birch catalyst? To reduce alkynes to trans alkenes. For example, if we have this biphenyl acetylene PHC triple bond C PH, and if you are using suppose if you are using lithium ammonia in presence of ammonia, so instead of sodium just I used another S block element, that is lithium. So we will get a trans alkene. So this type of reaction is called as Birch reduction. Birch reduction product is trans alkene. Now we will see halogenation reaction. Halogenation reaction means addition of halogen. For example, if you have CH triple bond CH, CH triple bond CH, and if you are using Br2 in CCl4, then just simply addition of this halogen on this triple bond. So first we will get this CH double bond CH, that is vicinal dihalides, that is each carbon will get one Br. Then again in excess reagent we will get CH single bond CH, here is Br, this Br, here is again Br, and here is Br. So the product will be 1122 tetrabromoethane. So multiple bond is converted to the triple bond is converted to double bond is converted to the single bond, and each carbon will get one atom of halogen. So this is called as addition of halogen. So this is very simple reactions as we have learned into the hydrogenation reactions. So hydrogenation reactions, addition of hydrogen. In this case halogen, addition of halogen. So triple bond is converted to the double bond is converted to the single bond. For example, propine, CH3 C triple bond CH. If we are using Br2 in CCl4, then what will happen? There is a first addition of Br2, so one Br will comes over here, one Br will be here. Triple bond is converted to the double bond. So product will be CH3 C triple bond double bond CH, here will be Br and here will be second Br. Second addition Br2 in CCl4, so CH3 C single bond CH, here will be one Br, this is one Br, this is previous one. Now this is the second addition Br and second addition Br. So in this way, just the addition of halogens to the multiple bond, that is triple bond as well as double bond. So most of the reactions of addition are similar to those addition reactions of the alkenes. Now we will see the addition of hydrogen and halogen, that is hydrohalogenation. Next reaction is hydrohalogenation, means addition of hydrogen and halogen. For example, acetylene, and if we have using reagent like HBr. Now what will happen? One atom will get H while second atom will get Br. So this is symmetrical alkyne. So any carbon will get H or any carbon will get Br, that will be okay. Reaction product will be same. For example, this CH will get H. So triple bond is converted to the double bond. This CH will get Br. So this is vinyl bromide. Then second molecule of HBr. Then what will happen? This CH2 gets this H, becomes CH3, double bond becomes single bond, CH gets this Br, and the product will be CHBr Br. So this is 1,1-dibromoethane. The name of this molecule is 1,1-dibromoethane. So for symmetrical alkenes, symmetrical alkynes, that will be very easier. But what if there is unsymmetrical alkyne? So this is propine, that is unsymmetrical alkyne. So as we know that these addition reactions goes via Marconi Kapsurel. So all the reactions, addition reactions goes via Marconi Kapsurel. What is Marconi Kapsurel? So in Marconi Kapsurel, in an addition reactions, the negative part of the reagent goes to that carbon atom which has a less number of hydrogen atom. So these are the two triple bonded carbon. this carbon has less number of hydrogen atom as compared to this one. So here will be attack of Br and H will form a bond with this carbon. So we will get a product like CH3, C, here will be Br, triple bond is converted to the double bond and CH becomes CH2. So this addition goes via Markovnikov's rule. If there is a second molecule added to this product, then what will happen? This second addition reaction also goes via Markovnikov's rule. So same, negative part of the reagent forms a bond with the carbon atom which has less number of hydrogen atom. So again this Br will come to this carbon and this hydrogen forms a bond with this carbon. So your product will be CH3, C, CH3, here will be Br and Br. So product will be 2,2-dibromo. Yes. How many carbons? 3. So 2,2-dibromo propane. So in this way. So propane on addition on addition of HBr we will give that will give us, that is 2,2-dibromo propane. So this all addition reaction goes via Markovnikov's rule. Now we will learn hydration reaction. Hydration. What is hydration? That is addition of water. Addition of water. So addition of water, those reactions are called as hydration. For example, CH triple bond CH, acetylene. If we are using a reagent like dilute H2SO4 and in presence of HgSO4. So dilute H2SO4, dilute कशात करणार? पाण्यामध्ये. So water, this H2SO4 dissolve into the water. So water acts as a reagent. समजा तुम्हाला असं रिएजंट दिलेलं असेल तर तुम्हाला समजणार नाही ॲड काय करायचं नक्की, Hg ॲड करायचं का H2 का H2SO4. So if you provided this reagent, it means that is hydration reactions, you have to add the water. So water as we know that is HOH. This is the formula of water, H2O. So this is electropositive atom and this is electronegative atom, H plus OH minus, as we know that. So this is the negative part of the reagent. So this reaction also goes via addition, Markovnikov's rule. So negative part of the reagent goes to the carbon atom which has least number of hydrogen atom. Okay. Both the carbons having same hydrogens. So any carbon with OH and H will be okay. So what will happen? See here. Suppose first CH will get hydrogen. Triple bond is converted to the double bond. And second CH will forms a bond with this OH. I am writing just like this. Okay. So what will happen? This is a enol. Enol. En means double bond. All means alcohol. OH. The product will be enol. Enols are less stable. Those easily will get tautomerized. So what is tautomerization? Tautomers are the interconvertible isomers which are existed at equilibrium. Those isomers are called as tautomers, and that interconversion is called as tautomerism. Formation of one isomer to other isomer by displacement, by change in position of atoms or one of the atom or more atoms. So see here what will happen. Here this OH bond will get break and forms a pi bond between carbon and oxygen. This pi bond will break, those electron goes to the carbon atom, C minus take this proton, becomes CH3. So the product will be here CH3, double bond becomes single bond, CH, while this oxygen carbon bond becomes double, hydrogen oxygen bond breaks, those electron forms over here pi bond. So this is the product and this is called as acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde, or IUPAC name, that is ethanol. ethanol, not all. Ethanol, all aldehyde. Okay, so what will happen? Just now we have seen that there are addition reactions of the alkynes. 2 moles of the reagent will get added. While in this case, there is only 1 mole of water added to this acetylene. Then we will get this enol. Enol is tautomerized to give another product, that is acetaldehyde, because enols are less stable at equilibrium conditions. So that will get tautomerized, converted into another isomer. What is isomer? Same molecular formula, different structural formula. See here, just different in structure. Enol is converted to the acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde is the product. So after tautomerization, enols are converted to the carbonyl groups, maybe aldehydes or maybe ketones. This type of reactions are called as hydrations of alkynes. Now for example, we have a propyne, CH3C triple bond CH. Reagent is same, that is H2SO4 and HgSO4. H2SO4 or HgSO4. It means that addition of water molecule. Now this acetylene is not symmetrical. This alkyne is not symmetrical. So what will happen? This addition reaction goes via Marconi Kappa. So according to the Marconi Kappa, negative part of the reagent forms a bond with the carbon atom which has less number of hydrogen atom. So what will happen? We will get a product, that is CH3C, and here will be O, right? This triple bond is converted to the double bond. CH will get that proton and becomes CH2, right? Here also tautomerism will be there. This is also enol. So what will happen? This OH bond will break, those sigma bonding electron comes over here and forms a pi bond. This pi bond will break, those electron goes to the carbon atom, C minus take this proton, becomes CH3, right? हा CH2 काय करेल, हा हायड्रोजन घेईल आणि काय तयार होईल, CH3. आता बघा, so what will be the product? So this is again tautomerization. Okay, tautomerization. So product will be CH3 C oxygen carbon double bond, okay, single bond, okay, CH2 and this H, CH3. What is the name of this molecule? This is acetone. Two propanone. 2-propanone acetone. So carbonyl group. So either you will get aldehydes or ketones, that depends upon which is the starting material. So this type of reaction is called as hydration, that is addition of water molecule. So this is the somewhat different reactions rather than hydrogenation, hydrobromination or halogenation reactions. So in that reactions 2 moles of the reagents are required, while in this case 1 mole of the reagent is required, but product is aldehydes or ketone rather than alcohol. Now we will see the next reaction. Friends, up to now we have seen reactions of carbon-carbon triple bond. So those reactions are called as addition reactions. Now we will see the reactions of this terminal alkyne, that is triple bond carbon CH bond. This CH, that is hydrogen, is very acidic, so that can be reacted with the metals like Cu, Ag, sodium, lithium, silver. So this can be reacted with these metals and forms a precipitate. For example, suppose if we have this R C triple bond CH, and if you are reacting with Cu2Cl2 in presence of ammonia, so what will happen? This hydrogen is replaced by the copper and that red precipitate will obtain. So R C triple bond C, and here will be Cu minus plus. So it will be precipitated. So this is called as copper acetylide. Depends upon the R, copper acetylide. if you have this CH3C triple bond CH, and if you are reacting with AgNO3, for example AgNO3, then what will happen? This H, acidic H, is abstracted by this NO3 group, and we will get silver salt of propyne. That is get precipitated, white precipitate, and byproduct is HNO3, nitric acid. If we have this suppose CH3C triple bond CH, and if you are using lithium ammonia, lithiamide, then or CaNH2, lithium plus NH2 minus. So product will be CH3C triple bond C minus, stabilized by Na plus ammonia as a byproduct. So this will get precipitated. Suppose we have this sodium, then CH3C triple bond CH and NaNH2, then we will get this product CH3C triple bond C. Here will be lithium and here will be sodium plus ammonia. For example, CH3C triple bond CH, and if you are using CH3MgBr, what is this? Methyl magnesium bromide. So this is a Grignard reagent, methyl magnesium bromide. So there will be transmetallation. Transmetallation means metal is migrated from alkene to alkyne, because alkynes are more reactive than alkene. So the product will be CH3C triple bond C MgBr. So C minus Mg plus byproduct is CH4. So this is the transmetallation, metal acetaldehyde formation. So all these metals like copper, lithium, sodium, magnesium are reacted with the acetylides. What is the use of these metal acetylides? So these metal acetylides are useful for the formation of higher alkynes that we just learn in the preparation of alkynes. So for example, if you have this suppose this one, propyne magnesium bromide, if you are using another alkyl halide, for example CH3CH2Br, then what will happen? This C minus will attack on this CH2, Br minus will leave, and we will get a product that is CH3C triple bond C, and this C forms a bond with this CH2, and CH2 has this CH3. So 3 carbon alkyne is converted to the 5 carbon alkyne. 3 carbon alkyne is converted to 5 carbon alkyne. So preparation of higher alkynes, these metal acetylides are useful. As we know that this can be reacted with the primary alkyl halides very good manner. In secondary alkyl halides or tertiary alkyl halides, it shows a elimination reaction. Now I will see the ozonolysis reaction for the alkynes. Ozonolysis reactions. So already this ozonolysis reactions we have learned in terms of alkenes. Suppose this is RCH double bond CHR. This is alkene. So in presence of ozone, that is ozone means O3, in presence of zinc and water, what will happen? This CC double bond will break and forms a double bond with oxygen. So there will be 2 products here, RCH. So instead of carbon-carbon double bond, we have to show carbon-oxygen double bond. So we will get 2 products with carbonyl groups like aldehydes or ketones. But in terms of alkynes, alkynes means R, C, triple bond C, R. Then if you are using ozonolysis reactions, then what will happen? Instead of triple bond, we had to write highly oxidized state, that is acetic, that is carboxylic acid. So R, this is a carbon, that is highly oxidized state, that is C double bond O OH. This is also same, R C double bond O OH. So there is a product, name is carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. For example, 2-butene, CH3, C triple bond C, CH3. So the name of this molecule is 2-butene. In presence of ozone, and if you are using H3O plus acidic medium, so what will happen? This triple bond will get break and formation of highly oxidized state, that is carboxylic acid. So this is also R, this is also R, both are same, that is CH3. So the product will be 2 molecules of CH3 C double bond O OH. The name of this molecule is acetic acid. So product is acetic acid. Acetic acid. If we have a terminal alkyne like CH3 C triple bond CH, that is propyne, then if you are using ozone reaction, then what will happen? This, that is non-terminal alkyne, it will form the carboxylic acid group, that is CH3COOH. This is converted to CH3COOH, but this is terminal alkyne. So this terminal alkyne, that is CH, is directly converted to the CO2, that is highly oxidized state, because this is a primary carbon. So this primary carbon, the highly oxidized state, converted to the, instead of formic acid, that is converted to directly CO2, highly oxidized state, that is carbon dioxide. So this is the case for the terminal alkynes. One product is CO2. If non-terminal alkynes, that is unsymmetrical alkynes or symmetrical alkynes, we will get 2 products of carboxylic acids. But if terminal alkyne is there, then one product will be CO2 and one carboxylic acid. Hello friends, now we will solve some examples of chapter alkyne. So the name of this molecule is 2-butene, and if you are using this NaNH3, sodium ammonia, that is a Birch reduction. Birch reduction means there will be a trans alkene formation. So both R groups are on the opposite side or hydrogens are on the opposite side. So trans alkene means carbon-carbon double bond. Here will be methyl group, here will be H. Here will be H and this is a methyl group. So trans alkene is a product, triple bond to double bond, and this both R groups are on the side, opposite side, and hydrogens are on the opposite side. So trans alkene is a product. The name of this molecule is trans 2-butene. You can write the name also, trans 2-butene. Then this is halogenation, addition of halogen. So there is an unsaturated bond, a double bond. So each carbon will get one bromine atom and double bond is converted to the single bond. So the product will be CH through CH3 CH single bond CH CH3, and each carbon will get a bromine atom. So this CH will get bromine, CH will get bromine. There is no problem of cis and trans because all are single bonds. Now here lithium ammonia. So again this is a Birch reduction, that is trans alkene formation. Sodium ammonia or lithium ammonia, that is for alkyne to trans alkene. So again we will get this trans alkene. So carbon carbon double bond. Here will be pH, here will be pH, and these hydrogens are on the opposite side of this carbon-carbon double bond. Then the ozonolysis of this alkene. Ozonolysis of this alkene. So ozonolysis in presence of zinc and water. So what will happen? This carbon-carbon double bond will break, and instead of carbon-carbon double bond, we will get carbon-oxygen double bond. So we will write the products here: PH, carbon, hydrogen, and carbon-carbon double bond. Instead of that one, we have to write carbon double bond oxygen. So this is carbon double bond oxygen. So in this way also same, PH, CH, double bond oxygen. So 2 moles of PH, COH we will get, and this is called as benzaldehyde. So 2 molecules of benzaldehyde will be the product. Here is vicinal halides, and we have a strong base. So first this single bond is converted to double bond. So this is the elimination reaction. So single bond is converted to the double bond, and again double bond is converted to the triple bond. That is also strong base. So the first product will be PH. Suppose this Br will leave and this alpha hydrogen will leave. So PH, here will be CH, double bond, CH, and this is the Br. So vinyl bromide will be the product. Now second elimination, that is again, so this H and this Br will leave, and your product will be PHC triple bond CH. So this is called as phenylacetylene. So this is the phenyl derivative of acetylene, that's why phenylacetylene. Now this is propyne, and this is H2SO4 and HgSO4. So addition of water. So water is there. Water, as we know that HOH. So H plus OH minus. So this addition reaction goes via Marconi capsule. So whatever the OH will added, that is OH is the negative part of the reagent. So that added to that carbon atom which has a less number of hydrogen atom. So this has no hydrogen, this has one hydrogen. So OH will add it to this carbon. Well, this carbon will get H. So here CH3, C double bond, triple bond converted to the double bond. This is CH. So OH forms a bond with this carbon because it has a less number of hydrogen atom. So I am writing just like this, and hydrogen added to this carbon. So here will be H, right? So there will be the tautomerization because this is enol form. Enol form is very unstable. So that is converted to the ketone. So this bond will get tautomerized. So carbon oxygen will be double bond. This double bond will be single bond. This negative charge forms a bond with this one. So carbon oxygen will be double bond, and this is the CH2 becomes CH3. So you have to write directly product over here. Don't write enol in this case. So the product will be ketone CH3 and C double bond O. After tautomerization we will get this product, that is acetone. Now here is what NH2OH. This is hydroxyl derivative of ammonia. Hydroxyl derivative of ammonia. So in this case this is the addition reactions. This is very simple reaction. See here what will happen. CH3 CH3. So this reacts with the any ammonia derivative reacts with the carbonyl groups very fast. So this is the carbonyl group and this is our ammonia derivative. So what will happen, instead of carbon oxygen double bond you have to write this double bond as it is, but instead of oxygen just write down nitrogen. So this hydrogen of nitrogen and this oxygen forms a byproduct, that is H2O. So remaining things, that this is H2O gone, so remaining is OH. So we have to write this OH as it is, and this function group is called as oxime. This function group is called as oxime. So instead of carbon oxygen double bond, you have to write carbon nitrogen double bond. And whatever the group attached to the NH2, that you have to write on the nitrogen as it is. Next reaction is again propyne and NaNH2. Now this is sodamide. So what will happen? This is Na plus and this is NH2 minus. So this NH2 minus abstract this proton, abstracts, because this is the base, strong base. So there will be formation of conjugate base and C minus, and that C minus is stabilized by Na plus. So product will be CH3, C, triple bond C minus and Na plus. So this is called as metal acetylide, because this is sodium salt of propyne. Okay. Now we have this ethyl iodide. As well as ethyl iodide, iodine has a partial negative charge because electronegative atom, carbon is electropositive charge. So this negative charge forms a bond with this ethyl CH2 and R minus will leave. R minus forms a bond with this sodium. Na will be the byproduct and your product will be CH3, C, triple bond C, C2H5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pentyne, 2-pentyne is the product. So this is the synthesis of higher alkyne by using metal acetylides. So in this way we have completed alkynes chapter also. Thank you so much.